지수 어디 있어?
Hey everybody, Tyler here, back with another Korean movie review. This one is very fresh. Just got back from seeing the 2018 film Unstoppable. The Korean title for this one is actually Raging Bull, which I like a little bit better, but it's pretty understandable why they probably didn't choose that one internationally, considering the De Niro classic. But this one stars Don Lee. It's the second Don Lee movie that's come out this month, so he's putting in a lot of work. This time Don Lee plays a character named Dong-seok who works at a fish market with his longtime friend and business partner played by Park Ji-hwan. And just after the two of them put up an enormous sum of money and sign a contract with a potentially very lucrative king crab supplier, Dong-seok's wife, Ji-soo, played very well by Ji-hyo, is kidnapped by some very, very bad dudes. But with very little evidence and the circumstances surrounding the kidnapping to be more than just a little bit unusual, especially regarding the kidnapper's demands, or should I say, offer, the cops are left pretty much useless as they wait for some kind of new lead to arise. But Dong-seok is not going to wait around for that. He takes matters into his own hands, very literally, and with the help of his friend and business partner, the two of them hired this real kind of eccentric private investigator, and the three of them form this unstoppable sort of vigilante investigative team and set out to find the men responsible for Jisoo's kidnapping. So now I am officially convinced that Don Lee has established firmly his own genre here in Korea. And as I said earlier this month in the Villagers review, there's just this certain level of physicality that we expect now when we go and watch a Don Lee movie. In the same way that we know what we're getting into if, say, a Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sly Stallone was on the bill. It's less of a martial arts display than Jean-Claude Van Damme would give, though, because Don Lee dominates through sheer brute force and punching power, so it's going to require much larger volumes of henchmen rather than individual duels to stand in his way, because he can often do away with a foe with a single Hulk force style punch to the face, which is awesome. So I feel like Unstoppable manages to find a really nice balance to show that serious nature of the kidnapping and all that dramatic weight that would come with the rage that you would expect from a husband who's just had his wife kidnapped. It combines really well with some great moments of comedy and brute force action that, when all together, make for one hell of a fun movie. That's so entertaining. This movie does this largely through its really great characters, just all around great. Don Lee to start with, he's a rock. He's got his part down pat by this point. And this is just another movie that feels tailor-made for this actor. Again, he's portraying this sort of Hulk-esque duality to his personality where he's lovable and friendly, but at the same time can switch into an unstoppable juggernaut at the flick of a switch. And so for that, I don't think there's going to be really any surprises when it comes to his performance, just because he's in such familiar territory with the role and all. But the good news is that when you do see his eyes change and he becomes the Raging Bull, Don Lee lays the smackdown in a very, very satisfying combination of ways. So it's all there for this one. His backup this time is also amazing, usually the source of the film's comedy. The private investigator they hire, played really, really excellently by Kim Min-jae. He's not only this master of disguises, but he's also this like wannabe master kendo player, which uses to his advantage or disadvantage in some scenes, as well as Dong-seok's longtime friend and partner, who doesn't really have a skill to say. He's kind of very timid, but he's actually a really good supporter, and his heart's in the right place. So these three being led by Dong-seok's unstoppable fist make for a really, really great team and really fun to watch. The film's villain also has to work well for this all to work, and thankfully it does, with Kim Sung-oh playing really one of the more scummy and dislikable villains I've seen in quite a while. he's got that character personality trait that has both that air of being heinously evil on top of being a total douche, which makes for that inevitable retribution he'll have to face by the film's end all that much more satisfying when it does finally catch up with him. But if I did have to nitpick this film at all, I would say that I wish it chose to use a bit of a grittier visual style. Sometimes the sets looked a little bit too much like sets, too decorated, if you will, and perhaps it could have been masked a little bit more if it chose sort of a more of a film grainy type look, but I totally understand the desire to go for that clean and shiny look. Unstoppable also seems like it might be yet another film that seems to be like it wants to make a point about the police in Korea who were in charge of investigating some of the more serious crimes as kind of being a joke or highly ineffectual at best. Also, perhaps this film wants to make a comment about how money is seen as such a corrupting force and valued really above all by not only our classic villain archetype, but also by the neighborhood Joe as well. So something you could look into there, but Unstoppable is a vehicle for Don Lee to lay the smackdown and do what he does best and smash faces. And so I'll end this review by saying that if The Villagers, which released earlier this month and also starred Don Lee, was a tasty appetizer, Unstoppable is without a doubt the main course. This one was just so much fun to watch. I was thoroughly entertained, and I mean, come on, that's one of the main reasons we go to the movies, right? So for that, I'm going to rate Unstoppable a pretty solid 7 out of 10. Super awesome, one that I'll probably buy when it comes out on Blu-ray. So curious about your thoughts on this film as well, and wondering overall, are you guys enjoying the Don Lee genre as much as I am? Please comment below, let me know your thoughts, and if you did like this video, please click like and subscribe. Until we're back with the next one, you can check out some other videos in the playlist section. And so, until next time, I'm Tyler over at The Movie Beat. Keep watching movies.